Hello everyone, my name is CatLoveMan, and today we're going to be taking a look at the newest Minecraft snapshot, Snapshot 21W40A. Now this snapshot is coming in with quite a few drastic changes and some just minor bug fixes. I hope you enjoy this video, and let's get into it. Now the first thing we have on this list is a change to do with copper ore. Now if you know before, copper ore would drop 2 to 3 raw copper when mined. So there we got 5. So as you know, copper ore used to drop 2 to 3 copper ore when mined, but now as of the snapshot, we can actually get up 2 to 5 copper ore. There we go, see? Now we got just 5 copper from a singular copper ore. But as interesting as this is, my first thought when I saw this is, what happens when we use Fortune 3? Now as you know from Fortune 3 in 1.17, when you mine copper ore, you get 2 all the way up to 12 raw copper. And now with this change, it's actually possible to get 12. Okay, well that's the old minimum. Who needs that? Nope, there we go. Oh, did you just see that? I just mined 2 copper ore in a row and got 40 raw copper. It's possible to get up to, at least I think from all my testing, it's possible to get all the way up to 20 raw copper from a singular copper ore block. That is quite insane. And copper ore isn't the only thing that's been changing. And we stick 1 block of copper in here. You notice when we go to cut copper, we get 4 cut copper in return. Now this is useful because cut copper is what's used to turn into the cut copper stairs. So we can actually get 4 cut copper stairs. I believe you can do this straight from, you can do this straight from blocks of copper. But now, getting the stairs and slab variant, you should be able to get 4 times as many from a singular block of copper. Now I believe why they're doing this is because maybe copper was too rare for people to normally find. Shut up, sheep. But maybe copper was a bit too rare for people to find, and so they're increasing the amount of copper. Or maybe it's because they don't want people making drowned farms for copper. They just want people mining for it. I don't know. What do you think about this change? The next change we have on this list is something that will make branch mining specifically, in the deeps, actually way more rewarding. And so now they've increased the number of gold, diamonds, and I don't think redstone, but they just increased the overall amount of diamonds and gold that are unexposed to air. And so branch mining now in very deep Y levels, as you can see here, will become slightly more rewarding. And this next change we have on this list is now something to do with the relative biome size. The relative biome size should be more matched to look a lot more like 1.17. But also along with this, they've also increased the average size of most biomes. Now lakes should now no longer generate in the Minecraft world. Now you're probably like, what? The little puddles of water everywhere? I miss those. Well, no, they're still going to be here, but they're under a different form, the aquifers. Now you see the lakes, what they would do is they would generate always at a certain Y level. Now when aquifers would interfere with the surface, they would mess up with that water level, making these really ugly water things. And the devs, tweaking so many times, the poor devs, they just eventually gave up and said, alright, removing lakes, we're just going to use the aquifers to determine the local water level. Now I was hoping this meant that we could have little lake type things or aquifers at the very tops of mountains, but maybe that might be just something with aquifers being capped at a certain Y level. I don't know. I still think they should be on the mountains. One more change on this list is that villages are now slightly more spread out. Now this next change is that there should overall be more dungeons in your world, especially below Y0. Now, you know what that means, right? You notice anything in particular about this dungeon? It's surrounded by deep slate. You notice what the dungeon is made out of, right? Cobblestone and mossy cobblestone. Now picture this, and bam! Look at this. I replaced the cobblestone in the walls with cobbled deep slate, and the mossy cobblestone, well, I mean, there's not a mossy deep slate yet. But I did put glow lichen on where there was mossy cobblestone. Now just imagine this. This would look so cool as a dungeon. So please, Mojang, mossy deep slate, and it just might happen. You never know. Now, talking about mob spawning, glow squids now only spawn in water blocks under height 30. The cod, salmon, pufferfish, tropical fish, squid, and dolphins now only spawn in water from height 50 to height 64. So no more of the sea creatures you would normally find in the oceans. They'll no longer spawn in caves just because they're directly beneath them. This is a very, very good change. Now change to the lush caves, which I found probably the most unimpressive lush caves ever right here. But lush caves, now axolotls can only spawn on these clay blocks here when they're underwater in the lush caves. But probably my favorite change in this entire snapshot. The more diamonds, that's a good change. The lake features, yeah, that's a good change. Copper, that's a very, very good change. But listen to this. Tropical fish can now spawn at any height in the lush caves biome. Now, why is this so important? Well, it's because, as you know, axolotls will only be fed and bred when you feed them live tropical fish, which is kind of hard to come by when, you just find this lush cave, and now you got to go possibly thousands of blocks away to find a warm ocean just to find those tropical fish to feed your axolotl. But now, these tropical fish should now start to spawn naturally along with the axolotl. Now, I hate to end it on a sad note, but please, cue the sad music. Now you see this biome, the Stony Peaks biome. You see with its absolutely beautiful calcite. And it's just an all around amazing biome. Now what you see here, goats shall no longer spawn here. But that should nearly wrap it up for all the changes in this snapshot. There were quite a few bug fixes and technical changes, but I'm not going to cover those in this video. But besides that, thank you guys so much for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.